6, 10, 11 now in Abu Dhabi. It should be 7:41 p.m. in India. We shall start our normal weekly Saturday session. Last week I had conducted one from Kolkata in my home from Babaji's temple there. So this is come back to my base in Abu Dhabi. And so this is the resuming after quite some time, I believe. So today's topic is spiritual aspects of daily time cycle, and session number is 234, our weekly session number. So, and this has been based on the questions posted by Deepanita, like just 2 days back. So we will go through them and then one by one. Deepanita, you are here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so we will ask you to ask your questions. Okay, first so everybody, those who have attended Indore camp, you know her. She is from San Francisco. Deepanita, currently you are located at?
Yes.
Okay, so our younger generation of this group, and it's very nice to see the questions from you. I will encourage others also to post questions, whatever you have. It's okay. If some question is like it is not related to spirituality, etc., I will tell, but there is nothing wrong in asking the questions. So these are very good questions. So go ahead, Deepanita, ask your question. Then during the process of answering, I will explain in detail.
Pranam and gratitude, everyone. My first question is, you had mentioned the 8 praharas of the day. What are these and what is the spiritual significance of each?
Okay, so this actually will go a little bit into detail. First, I will give the information and then we'll go into the detail of each, how the time is counted. But before that, let me tell you, this prahar, prahar is a Sanskrit word. It means it's time. In Sanskrit, that is the literal meaning. And there are 8 such prahar. As per the Vedic literature, it is they've mentioned, and from there it has been taken into the religious practices of Hinduism, of this. Any spiritual, spiritual, I will come to a little later. Particularly in the rituals, when we do, I mentioned that about the prahara when my beloved mother left her body, and that is the time I was telling that as per the Hindu culture, and particularly that is more dominantly from Bengal, that we don't allow that to do the cremation within the same day, within the Ashtaprahar. Means 8 we have to complete. So that is normally not preferred or allowed to go into the next day. That from that context, I think that is the thing mentioned, and from here that interest came. But it's a good thing to understand. So it is more of as I mentioned, the Vedic tradition or thing. It is a traditional thing. It is not purely spiritual only thing. But of course, they have a spiritual connotation. Time has a spiritual connotation. Day and night have a spiritual connotation, and there are some auspicious times in a particular part of the day, and all I will explain that. First, I will give you the description of Kal and Prahar, description of Prahar in as per what is the Vedic literature says. There are, let me tell you, there are 2 tradition. Some traditions, first prahar starts with the sunrise, but most of us, what we are following, what I am going to explain, it starts one before, like it starts before sunrise. Yeah? I'm just telling you for information only. There are many places the prahar starts with the sunrise, but what I am going to explain, the first prahar is before sunrise. Okay, that is the first part. And there are 8. I will give you the names. Also, they call it a different names in different places, but I will give you what is the normally it is understandable thing. So just to mathematically to understand this, we have 24 hours in a day. And the day is divided by 8, means 24 divided by 8, all in equal parts. So that's why the division. And then each prahar comes around the 3 hours period in the clock time. So 3 hours in each prahar. So there will be total 8 of such 3 in a whole day. And they are given a different type of names. So I'll go into that. I will just open my list and I'll go into that. First one is 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. You can say this is before sunrise or happens in the sunrise during this period. It is called Usha Kal. Usha is a sunrise time. Okay, so again, I'm saying that this time is mentioned by different names, but what I'm going to say, Usha Kal means you can say 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. During this period, sunrises, normally most of the parts of the world. And I'm not talking about the Antarctics and all those things. I'm taking normal day, in the tropical region. So that is the normal things that are traditionally followed. So first, you can say the clock time was 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. It's called Usha Kal. Yeah? Next one, the second one is called, it is from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. That is called Pratah Kal or Purvanha Kal. Yeah. So Pratah Kal, Pratah means morning. So Usha means dawn. Yeah. So first one is Usha Kal. Second one is Pratah Kal. It is 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. You can say this is post sunrise. Just first the prahar after sunrise. That is called Pratah Kal or Purvanha Kal. The next one, the third one in my list is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 12 noon. It is called Madhyana Kal. Madhyana means middle, yeah, middle of the day. So just for traditionally normally what is considered as 6 a.m. is a sunrise time, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. sunset time. I'm just saying, just for idea purposes, obviously those are not same, exact timings are different because of geographic locations and so on and so forth. But in general, traditionally, it has been considered that 6 a.m. is normally the sunrise time and 6 p.m. is the sunset time. So it becomes, that means if you say 3 hours in each prahar, then that means there are 4 in the daytime, 4 in the night time, in general. Yeah, but definitely we don't strictly follow that one. So to me, 1 should be added. From night, it should be taken out, and there is also the day where the day starts. Yeah? So that's why I said first hour is Usha Kal or dawn, and not the Pratah Kal. Means it is already sun rises. That is the second one. Yeah. So anyway, let us not go into that convention, but that's why you will say some place they first prahar they consider from 6 a.m. or sunrise onwards. But for me, what I'm explaining, that is the second prahar. First prahar is before sunrise. Okay, that is how it is. Just for a understanding purpose. Anyway, let us go with that. So 9 a.m. to 12 Madhyana Kal. It's the middle of the day. Yeah, because if you take the 6 a.m. is sunrise, 6 p.m. is sunset, the 12 noon comes exactly in the middle. That's why it is called Madhyana Kal. Then the fourth one is 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. It is called Aparanha Kal. Aparanha means afternoon. That is 12 is noon, so afternoon, Aparanha Kal. Then it comes, fifth one is Sayanha Kal. Sayanha means it is just like, you can say the leading towards the sunset. It is 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. In this Kal, normally sunsets in the most of the parts of the world. So this is called Sayanha Kal. So there's a fifth one. Sixth one is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, it is in it is known as Pradoshaka, Pradosh. That is after sunset. That is this 3-hour time period, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. roughly. That is Pradosh Kala. Then after 9 p.m. to 12 a.m., so that is called Nishith Kal. Nishith. Nishith means in the night. And also there is next one, which is 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Like 12 midnight to 3 a.m. That is called Ratri Kal. Ratri Kal, and also it is known as Triyama. Yama is also representation of Kal. So 3 means third part of the night. So in that sense, Pradosh Kal, which is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., it is the first part of the night. So you can say the first Yama, or first one, the Pratham Yama or something of Ratri, first Ratri. Second is Nishit Kal, 9 p.m. to 12 a.m. And then it is Ratri Kal, it is the third one, which is 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Okay. So anyway, so name-wise, if I just recapitulate all, the first one is Usha Kal or dawn. The second one is Pratak Kal, which is 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. or that is the morning. Then Madhyana Kal, that midday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So this 9 p.m. to 12 p.m., as I mentioned earlier, that some people starts sunrise at the first prahar. In that case, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. become the second prahar to them. Yeah. Particularly in the North India, they consider that as a second one. And that's why in Hindi, this time period, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., they call it Dopahar. Do means 2. Pahar is a prahar. It is, sublet of that, Dopahar. Yeah, it is in Hindi that Dopahar means the 12, that part, Madhyana Kal. Anyway, so why Do means they consider the sunrise as the first one. So this 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. become the second one. That's why. Okay. Anyway, I hope the logic wise it is clear. So, okay, let me start again. First one is Usha Kal, second one Pratak Kal, third one Madhyana Kal, fourth one Aparanha Kal, fifth one Shayanha Kal, sixth one Pradosh Kal, and seventh one Nishith Kal, and eighth is a Ratri Kal or Triyama, or the third part of the night. Okay, so this is about that. Literally about what are the 8 prahara and their time-wise their time-wise their differentiation and the name. Okay. All right. So what is the next question? I will come to that a little bit more detail. First, let me answer those questions literally. Then I will come back to the other explanations. There are more to it. Yeah? So I'll come to that one. Yeah.
As per your teachings, the Brahma muhurta is an auspicious time of the day and is a good time for spiritual practices. You had in our last session beautifully explained the analogy of cleansing and renewal before the day starts. What is the best way to utilize this time for spiritual growth?
Okay. Right. Regarding spiritual growth part, I will address it later. Okay. First, understand the muhurta. What is muhurta? Okay. Again, going back to this Vedic system, so they have total about whole day has been divided into 30 muhurtas. So 24 hours divided by 30. So each muhurta is about 48 minutes. Okay, if you like 24 into 60, that many minutes, okay, divided by 30, you will get about 48 minutes. So whole day has been divided into like 30 muhurtas. So regarding auspicious, inauspicious, better thing, I will explain during muhurta phase, not in the Kal. This Kal is too long to get into that, which is auspicious, which is not, because there are combination in each block. Okay. It is better to address through muhurtas. That's why, to understand Brahma muhurta, is this part. Understand, carefully. Listen carefully. This part, how the Brahma muhurta is calculated. Each and every place we have a sunrise time, and it is different, as we know from science. It is different from the different places. Sometimes different in the summer, different in the winter. Yeah, summer it is a longer daytime, winter is a smaller daytime. So naturally, the local sunrise time changes. Earlier, I explained that with the 6 a.m., assuming 6 a.m. is a sunrise time, but that is not the case. Actually, if you go to the facts, then each place has a different time. It depends on the time of the year, etc. But the logic remains the same. Sunrise onwards. Brahma muhurta is also, it is dependent on the sunrise time. So why I'm saying that, listen carefully. Brahma muhurta is one of the 30 muhurta. What are the name of the muhurta? I'll send you a list. It is very difficult to remember all this. I'll post a list. I will read it. And then I'll post it in the group later on, because there are 30 of them. Yeah. So which one is Brahma muhurta? There are total 30 muhurtas, and each muhurta, as I explained, it is 48 minutes each. Brahma muhurta is your local sunrise time. The one before means, if you say the local sunrise time is 0, then minus 48 minutes will be the one muhurta. It is the one before that. Means if you go into minus 1 hour 36 minutes, that is the Brahma muhurta starts. And Brahma muhurta ends 48 minutes before the sunrise. Okay, so if we consider the 6 a.m. is the local sunrise time, that means that Brahma muhurta, what is 1 hour 36 minutes, like it is 6, then go to 5, and then 36 minutes there. So it will start at 4:24 a.m. and then 48 minutes from there. So which will be, you calculate, whatever the time happens, it is 5:12 or something, it will end. Okay. So this time period is Brahma muhurta. Okay. And Brahma muhurta, I will explain little detail. That is the best time for any spiritual activity. Okay. For meditation and the upliftment and all these things. That's the most auspicious time of the day from the spiritual perspective. So what is Brahma muhurta? It is one of the 30 muhurtas in a day. And this particular one starts at, out of 30, if the first one starts at 6 a.m., sunrise time, then it starts the second last of the sunrise. Yeah, so it starts there and 48 minutes is over. When it's over, still there are 48 minutes, another muhurta to go to complete, to reach to the sunrise. Okay. So roughly, if you take it into account, means normally the people, as it is approximately 1.5 hours or more. So if you go into the 4 a.m. normally is considered is roughly near, because sunrise sometimes is 5:30 and thing like that. So local time. So if you consider about 4 a.m. roughly, I'm saying that is roughly around the Brahma muhurta. Okay. If you don't go into the exact calculation day by day, but you understood the calculation part of it, right? Local, it is published local sunrise time. So minus 48 will be end time, minus 1 hour 36 minutes will be the starting time of Brahma muhurta. There's a 48 minutes block, that is Brahma muhurta. Okay. Now let me give you, I'll post that in the link. Let me read. I have just taken a printout of that, what they call it, what their meaning, and auspicious or inauspicious of each 30. I will read now 30 muhurtas, okay, of a day. Just for information, no need to remember anything. So just to start with, let us assume it is starting at the sunrise time, and 48 minutes each. You have to keep calculating 48 minutes. So one means at the time of sunrise. What is the first one is called? I'll read that. Accordingly, we'll cover total 30 to cover 24 hours, full cycle of the day. Okay. First one is called Rudra. And it is translation, it means the howler or shouting kind of thing. And the quality is inauspicious. Okay. I'm talking maybe if sunrise at 6 a.m., the 6 a.m. to 6:48, Okay. Anyway, so let's read it, and I will post this into the group. I have prepared a file for that. Next one is called Ahi. The meaning is serpent. This is also inauspicious, the time. Third one is called Mitra or friend. This is auspicious. Yeah. That means if you start 6 a.m., then it comes 7:36 to 8:24. That is the time. So then next one, fourth one. Fourth one is called Pitri. Its translation is a father, and it is not auspicious one. Next one is, fifth one is Vasu, means translation meaning is bright, it is auspicious. Six is Baraha, means boar, it is auspicious. Seventh one is Vishwadeva, the heavenly light of the universe, that's what literally means, it is auspicious. Eighth one is Vidhi, or it is insight, auspicious except Mondays and Fridays. The ninth one, if you calculate 6 a.m. as the time of sunrise, ninth one comes about 12:24 to 13:12. Okay, that is the time. It is name is Satamukhi. It is a goat face, and it is or charioteer face. It is auspicious. 10th one is Puruhuta, or many offerings. It is inauspicious. And 11th one is a Bahini. This is a process of chariot, like somebody is going through chariot. It is inauspicious. Then next is Nakshatrakara. It is night maker. It is inauspicious. Then that is next 13 is Varuna, all empowering night sky. Then 14 is Aryaman. It is possessed of nobility. That's what it means. It is auspicious except Sundays. 15, okay, it is long list, but let me just read it for the record purposes. The 15th one is 5:12 to 6 p.m. This is Bhag. It is like share or stake. It is inauspicious. And then 18, that is a sunset. As I said, if you start normally, the 6 a.m. is a sunrise, 6 p.m. sunset. So that completes the end of that bhag is the sunset time. Then the first prahara after sunset is called Girish, and it is known as the Lord who lifted the mountain, which is actually Lord Krishna. That is a first, it is auspicious. 17th Ajapada, it is unborn food or goat food. It is inauspicious. Then Ahir Budhanya, it is serpent at the bottom, or it is auspicious. 8:19 is a Pushya. It is nourishment or blossom. It is auspicious. Then 20th, Ashwini, the horseman. It is auspicious. In this timing, it is 21:12 to 22 hours. That is the 20th muhurta. 21 is 22 to 22:48. It is Yama, or it is the death, inauspicious. Then the 22 is Agni, that is a fire, auspicious. 23rd is Bidhatri, it is distributor, and it is auspicious. 24 is Kanda, or ornament, it is auspicious. Then 25th is Aditi, that limitless or boundless, it is auspicious. 26 is Jiva Amrita, life or immortal. That is very auspicious. It is, as per this calculation, it is 2 a.m. to 2:48 a.m. It is very auspicious. The two slots are very auspicious. One is this. So, and the next one, 27, is Vishnu. It's all pervading. It is auspicious. 28 is Damagaduti, or resounding light. It is auspicious. Then 29th is a Brahma Muhurta. Yeah, it is a Brahma, means universe. It is very auspicious. So there are two very auspicious time we got. One is from the 2 to 2:48, and this one is 4:24 to 5:12. Considering 6 a.m. is a sunrise time. Now the last one is 30th. It is called Samudra, or ocean. So it is also the auspicious time. I will post this, into this list into the group in some PDF file, so you will know what does it mean. And the last column is given like auspicious or inauspicious, so that you can get it from there. But very auspicious, there are two. As I mentioned, that it is number 26 and number 29. And both of them fall into the post midnight, that time period. Those are very auspicious. The first one means the 2 to 2:48, that kind of time, considering 6 a.m. is a sunrise time, who are doing very high level of like the meditation and all these things, they choose that time. Yeah, they said that in the post midnight, only the two types of people they wake up. One is bhogi, means who are just indulgence, and yogi, who just do with the deep meditation. So that is also one of the best time too. And but the Brahma Muhurta is starting, before the start dawn, and that is the time, as I mentioned, the 29th Muhurta. So out of 30th. So that is the thing, that is a very auspicious time. So all of us, we go and do that about the Brahma Muhurta, and particularly for Brahma Muhurta, that it is energetically, it's a very high level. It is peaceful, loving energy, and that is conducive to invoke the divine grace that time very easily. Because all the previous night's part is already over. The time it is settled, and the new day has not started yet. It is before starting of the new day, and that particular muhurta is the best one out of all the muhurtas what we have explained. There are many auspicious, inauspicious things like that to do the work or starting different type of things. So this is the thing, but the best one out of this, my recommendation is Brahma Muhurta, which is the 29th Muhurta of the day. And that is, as I mentioned, it is 1 hour 36 minutes earlier to the 48 minutes earlier than the sunrise local time. Okay. All right. Okay. Next.
Third question is, what are the effects of the sun on the physical and the energy bodies?
Okay. Okay. Sun is also, it is our associated with daily our daily life, means sun rises every day, and sun has a as we all get the energy from the sun, all we receive, whatever energy we are using for living, like we eat food, and the energy came from the sun, right? So maybe vegetable or fruits, or even if, you take non-veg and you take animal, eat fish, or, some like a chicken or goat or whatever. So they eat vegetables. So that vegetable photosynthesis came from the sun. And you see the earth itself has been created as a part of the sun. You have read in the geography and all, someone, fireball came out from the sun and they solidify and form the planet Earth. Yeah. So that those are all true. That is, geographically. So basically all the energy what we use here, physical energy, by the way, I'm not talking spiritual energy, physical energy, whatever we use here, that all came from sun. So in that sense, that sun has a direct, relation with our, our living standard. And we have about 72% of that is water. So that water also get influenced by that. But water mostly influenced by the moon, but moon and sun combination of that one. But most dominant effect we'll see on our digestive system. Digestive system and our power to fight with the diseases. That's why the sun is become very important for us. We need to, get into the sunlight or the daylight or the things like, other than the, visual thing, I'm saying the physical body need that. We need it to fight with any kind of disease. The immunity, it increases the sunlight in the body and particularly in the digestive system. So if you go in the daily cycle, then what happens? The physical body, now I'm talking the physical body as a temple of the soul. Like it is a first, body of the 7-body system. No, we need to take care of that. We say that it is a way we connect to our spirituality starts from here. Yeah. So, and the sun is a celestial body. It has got a direct impact on our physical body. How? Because we first layer of the body in the Sanskrit or the Vedic literature, it is called Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya Kosha, physical body. Annamaya means which needs food. Okay. So to maintain physical body, we need to depend on the food, type of food we eat and how much we eat and what is the, quality of the food and things like that. And so those are important to maintain the physical body. And why I'm mentioning about the food in relation to the sun, because our digestive system acts, exactly how the sun, position of the sun in the day, in wherever we live. Like if you say the sunrise curve, like sun rises, then the middle of the day, like midday, it is go on the top of the head, and then I'm talking the tropical areas or this kind of time. Then after that it goes afternoon and then goes to the sunset. So if you take, as I was giving earlier example, 6 a.m. as a sunrise, 6 p.m. as a sunset, so 12 noon will be your sun will be at the top. Our digestive system, the power also exactly follows that same pattern. Capacity, I mean, okay. So means, in other words, there's whoever with the munis and rishis and all those things earlier, they knew that. That's why after sunset, they never used to take anything. No solid food after sunset. Anything before. And during the day, you can have like because the morning it is not so much ready and all. So it is, little bit of food, like a breakfast type of kind of thing, like a fruits and other things. So, and then it goes in the midday, this is a heavy meal during the midday. Yeah, because that is the sun is on the top, in the midday, and your digestive capacity also increases. And then when the evening start, before sunset also, they used to take a little bit food or milk and this kind of things, milks and sweets and things like that. And that's it. No, nothing during the night time when there is no sun. Of course, during that time, we also sleep for 8 hours or whatever. So, but they used to avoid intentionally to do that. So this is the way the sun affects our digestive system. So if we can match with the sun cycle, then we'll be in the very good health because we are matching with the sun cycle. And if we do this practice, like in the morning, not too much, it is too much eating. It is in contradiction to the Western type of thing. They said you have to have a heavy breakfast. No, because your digestive system is not prepared enough to digest heavy things. Midday, yes. Midday you are having the maximum digestive capacity, and that is the time to eat the maximum. And so morning after sunrise will be a little bit and then the midday heavy meal, and then before sunset again some smaller kind of thing, some snack, and mostly the liquid milk and this kind of products. So that will be the right way so far as this your body tuning to the spirituality is concerned. Doing the sadhana, if you follow that, you will be in a very good health. The first, like a 7-body system, the first body, the physical body, in a very good condition. And during this period also, you will not pick up much diseases and all this kind of things, stuff. Okay, so that is the significance of the sun position on the physical body and the spirituality in general. Yeah.
I think you have answered my next question, but I was curious because some people follow religious practices such as pujas and things during the evening. So I was curious if there are other muhurtas that are also auspicious, but your list broke that down pretty well. So I think I'll skip that and go on to my last question.
Okay, no, sorry. What is this? What is a good time and auspicious time and all those things? Yeah.
So the fourth question was around: are there other muhurtas during the day which are also spiritually significant? Or
okay, no. Let me answer that. Okay, I will give you the list that is a daily basis. But in this context, I like to inform something else as well. Yeah, there are many things is involved. And like which clock time in the day given muhurta wise, which is auspicious, inauspicious. Other than that, let me answer you in the context of this question. There is something in the weekly cycle. Okay, in the weekly cycle, every day there is 1.5 hour period that is called Rahu Kal. Okay, in South it is called Rahu Kalam. Okay. So that depends on the day of the week. We discussed there only the daily cycle, but there is a weekly cycle as well. Every week of the day, there is something called Rahu Kalam. And in that Rahu Kalam, there are many aspects, it is called, considered to be inauspicious. Okay. What I will do is, again, I will post the list, but let me also read that for information only, that Rahu Kalam or Rahu Kal. As I said, 1.5 hour. Again, this timing, what I'm giving is considering 6 a.m. as a sunrise time. Means if sunrise changes from 6 a.m. plus or minus, this time will also change accordingly as per the local timing. But anyway, but it will give you idea what has been talked here. Yeah. So Monday, the Rahu Kalam is 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. As I'm saying, it is 90 minutes time. So Tuesday, it is 3 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. Wednesday, it is 12 noon to 1:30 p.m. Thursday, it is 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. Friday, it is 10:30 p.m. to 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday. Yeah, 12 noon, you can say. Saturday, it is 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. And Sunday, it is 4:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. So this is the timing. Again, I will post the list into the group. It is called, as I mentioned, it is called Rahu Kal or Rahu Kalam in the south. Which are the things? There are many reasons why it is called inauspicious, and what that our traditionally, what are the things the wise people, the munis and rishis, they asked us not to do, not to start any new thing, good thing, and all those kind of things. So I have listed some activities what you should not do during Rahu Kal in each day. It is same for all over the year, like the day of the week and that particular time you should not do it. As I mentioned, just let me also clarify. As I mentioned, the timing what I mentioned, considering 6 a.m. is a sunrise time, but obviously not all the time in a year or all the different places on the earth will have the same sunrise time. So it may vary a little bit. So practical advice will be, if you add half an hour before and half an hour after, it will take care of all the variations, local variations due to sunrise, sunset time and all those kind of things for the different part of the year. Okay. But anyway, so this one, now I will explain you which are the things you should not be doing during Rahu Kal or Rahu Kalam. Okay. So I'll just read it again from my list I've already collected. First one is, do not lend any money. Yeah. Number two, don't go with arguments with anyone. Don't take any important decisions. Then don't open any new financial account. Don't buy food items. And try to avoid meetings and training programs in this period of time. And don't start journeys. Don't inaugurate anything like any shop, house, factory, etc. Okay. Don't start any new job in this period. Then don't get into, also it is given alcohol consumption, non-veg diet, avoid during this time. So then any kind of violent activities avoid, because it will go into the very serious repercussions. And also any kind of marriage and other things, auspicious events of the life events, don't start or don't perform during this period. The financial decisions, don't take it. And starting of a new business or new endeavors should be avoided. Any legal matters like case filing and all those kind of things, avoid during this Rahu Kal. And then last one is, don't start any journeys, travel during this period of time. Either it should be before or after that. So this is just a recommendation for that, what to avoid during Rahu Kal. Yeah? So it is inauspicious for all those things, whatever I mentioned. But, some people, they follow it strictly. Some people, they ignore it. It's okay. Means everybody has a free will. But it is a recommendation. So not to start anything during Rahu Kalam. And as I mentioned, every week of the day it changes. So that is also to be taken into account in addition to the muhurta, what has been given. If you make it like a Excel file, start with the day of the, sunrise time, then it will give you the time, all the times in that particular day. So, but both the list, what is the muhurta and Rahu Kalam, whatever I have given, it depends on the sunrise time. Both the cases, what I will post it, the time, some time is mentioned there, but it depends on considering the sunrise time as 6 a.m. It need to be corrected based on the local time, as I mentioned there. Okay. All right.
Last question I had was, is the 12-month cycle of the planetary movement spiritually significant? Do birth dates have special energetic effects on us and hence our spiritual practices?
Yes, yeah. See, for our whole astrology, the subject is dealt based on this only. Yeah. Now, let me give you the little bit of detail, but to briefly answer whether the planetary positions affect our spiritual growth or our activity, our life in general, answer is yes, they do. Yeah. Why they do? Because different planetary position combination, gives different type of vibration or energy on planet Earth. Okay. And so one is coming because of the planetary position, certain combination is coming. Okay. So, and then you have your own internal vibrations. So combination of that will give you the experience. So means, suppose there is something, just give some analogy. There is a weather condition outside, and whatever you are wearing is your own thing. Both combination will give you the experience. Suppose outside weather is too cold, and you are wearing like a thin cotton thing like this. Yeah, you will fall sick. Yeah. So And on the other way around, if it is, suppose outside it is a terrible winter and you have that coat and overcoat and muffler and the cap and everything, closed. So you are equipped, your experience will different. You may be making a snowman and things like that. Okay. It depends upon what you have and what are the other things. None of these are good and bad in general. Like, they're not specifically bad or specifically good, but the combination makes the experience. Okay, same here. The planetary position, they create certain kind of energy on planet Earth, and whoever on planet Earth, they themselves having a different type of energy. As I said, they can wear different type of clothes in the same weather condition, right? But their experience will differ, as I mentioned. If they wear a small, thin T-shirt and they wear a coat, that will change that. Suppose it is a humid summertime and there somebody is wearing the coat and overcoat and all this kind of thing, they will be sweating like hell. No? Their experience will change. Anyway, so I hope you understand that logic. Two parts there. And what happens is that all these planetary positions, and those are first is create some kind of energy, and it is a different, people have a different experience. What our own energy will be different into different aspects depends on the time of birth we have chosen to take birth. Okay, that is the whole astrology subject is all about. They consider at the time of your birth, how are the planetary positions that time? You were born with that kind of characteristics. You can say those are that kind of DNA you have. Now, different changing in the planetary position, how you face that, react. They can calculate based on that. That science is the astrology. Astrology is a science. Astrology, that can be calculated, but I am not saying that any astrologer says anything that will be true. That may not be correct, because it heavily depends upon the person who is decoding it. The competence level, the knowledge of that person who is decoding it, it depends upon that. So if some prediction didn't match, then most likely it is the interpretation is not correct, or not full, maybe half truth. So there are many aspects into that, but that to give you this understanding. So yes, we do get affected by the planetary positions, different part of the year, time of the year, based on our own age, and because we also like a profiling of the same thing happens based on those kind of characteristics. Yeah. So now to understand these cosmic events, now let me give you a little bit idea of the Vedic astrology, which is now related to the spirituality. There are two types of astrology. One is Vedic, another is Western. Western is depending upon the sun and the position of the earth around the sun, like that. It is very, that way. But Vedic astrology is, don't go directly to the sun. It takes from the earth, whole sky, okay, they divide into 12 parts, 12 angles. No distance, just angular. 12 different angles. What is the constellation? Like what is called the combination of the stars, they form a certain kind of structure. It can be seen. And then in the Vedic time, they have given different name to those kind of structure. Makar, Vrishchik means the Scorpio. And all those kind of things, they have given different combination of the stars. It looks like that animal and looks like that figure. And the Kumbh or Aquarius, like, that water container and things like that. So there are different star combinations around. So they divided the whole sky into the 12 different angles. So means 360 degrees different by 12 means 30 degrees angular. 30 degrees angle. Okay. Within the 30 degrees angle, whatever that particular, the constellation, main constellation comes, they have given that branch and that name. So am I clear what I'm saying? I'm talking the division of the sky with respect to the earth. From earth, we can see the different things. No? Different thing can be seen from the earth. So if you take 30-degree angular difference, then within that, the main star, that particular portion of the sky named like that. And those forms the 12 zodiac signs. Because those are the symbols of the constellations of the star combination in that part of the sky. Okay, this is how we divide or map the sky. We means in the astrology. Now what happens is different planets are there. There are different, even the sun itself is there. So at the time of your birth, which planet is in which section of the sky, that determines, you can say, your DNA. That is your birth, your time of the day and place also, but I'm just saying, consider Earth as a one point. So I'm not going into the further detail of the place. So just understanding at that moment, whatever is the planetary positions, which angular section, which zodiac, those planets are there. Where was the Mercury? Where was the Mars? Where was the sun at that particular sky portion from with respect to the Earth? That combination, it forms your birth chart. And that birth chart, by analyzing, will give you your characteristics, what will happen, during your lifetime, etc. They can be predicted energetically. Okay, that is how we play. Another, this also just to make you this thing. So all the planets are there. Also, you will have two more things which are not planet. One is called Rahu, another is called Ketu. We'll find this name in the astrology very well. Yeah. I just mentioned about the Rahu column, Rahu Kal. Yeah. What is this Rahu? Okay. Rahu means it is assumed to be that there are two, Rahu and Ketu. They are called the shadow planets. Means they are not actual planets, but they call shadow. Just let us understand that what a shadow planet means. Rahu means which is responsible for solar eclipse. There are some mythological story that the Rahu, only the head is there. They can eat that the sun, but because it doesn't have the body, that it goes out. So sun comes out and all those things. Rahu, and then is the lunar eclipse when it happens, and that particular the sequence, then it is called the Ketu, who is the lunar eclipse point of view. Just to simplify it, what happens is at the time of solar eclipse, the moon comes in between the line of sun and the earth. You have read in the geography, right? One part, Amra, Penumbra and things like that. One portion on the earth get the full solar eclipse. Okay. So at the time of solar eclipse, what happens is the moon comes in between the sun and the earth. That portion of the earth it cannot see the sun, it becomes black, and that is a solar eclipse. This point where that is point in the space where the moon is located at that particular point during the solar eclipse, that imaginary location on that is called Rahu. Okay, where actually the moon at the time of solar eclipse, where the moon stands, okay, that position is called Rahu. Moon doesn't stay there, moon moves on. But during the eclipse, that portion is called thing, Rahu. Opposite thing happens if the earth comes in between. In this case, what happens is sun, moon, and then earth. That's why the shade of the moon comes on the earth, right? But another combination, what happens is moon goes to the other side. Then if they come in the straight line, then sun is there, earth is there, moon is there. Earth's shadow goes into the moon. And that's why the lunar eclipse happens. So during lunar eclipse, the earth is in the middle. The location where the moon stands at that particular time during the lunar eclipse, that particular position into that moon orbit, let us consider that moon orbit, that particular point is called Ketu. Okay, so it is basically that you can say the moon orbit, which is the nearest to the sun, that is called Rahu. In the moon orbit, the point which is furthest from the sun, which is called Ketu. These 2 points, there is no physical planet, but these 2 points moves, with the earth and all these kind of things. So, and those points are complete the earth, not earth, sun, once in 18 years, come to the same point again. So these two, they are not planets, but these two are for the influence on the human body and human life, there are immense influence. That's why these 2 points are also very important, even though there is no physical planets exist. That's why they call it a shadow planets. Okay, all other you can see the physical form of the planet, but these two, Rahu, Ketu, they don't, because they are not actual planets. They are in the the space. This is 2 particular points where it causes solar eclipse or lunar eclipse. Okay, the logic clear? Okay, and then you see the 360 degrees. We told that it is a zodiac sign. So 30-degree angle is quite a big angle. So what happens is they have been, this 360 degree also divided into 27 nakshatras. To go to the smaller unit of that is nakshatra. 27 nakshatras are there. Sometime one more added, but let us go into 27. They have 27 name of the nakshatras are there. So 27 means 360 degree divided by 27. Some little bit more than 20, something will come if that many, the angles will come during that. 360 divided by 27, how much it comes? 360, 13.33. So that much angle. So zodiac is 30 degree, 30, and it is 13.33 each. So that is called nakshatras, because in the planetary position of each zodiac is okay, but they also, calculate which nakshatra it belongs. That also have an impact. Each and every aspect has its own implication, like auspicious, inauspicious. It will be favorable and non-favorable, good time, bad time. All, not only zodiac, it also depends upon which nakshatra it belongs. And there are a list of 27 nakshatras, sometimes 28. One more added, that 28th one is called a Vijit. But there are nakshatra, there is also list available, but it is not important. Just understand how it is done. So it is 13.33 degree angle. That is each nakshatra. Whole, that 360 degrees divided into that. And then also each nakshatra has been subdivided into 4 pada. Pada means legs, 4 legs. Okay. So 13.33 divided by 4, that is the angle of the small pada. Yeah. So if you go to the particular, go into that, that Rashi, or Rashi means zodiac sign. Rashi then is called nakshatra and then called pada. So that is the finer elements of that. So difference in all these parameters has an implication on the birth chart. So one is at the time of your birth, and second is the current time, what is happening, or the time you like to predict. They put it there and they can find out what is the implications and things like that. Yeah, in this. And these particular planetary positions, just for your information, they affect, even though the person is enlightened, they cannot get away with these things. Only thing is from their own part, they can modify, means, their own called doshas and all these things, their own defects they can modify, but whatever the universal plan or universal energy aspect, they cannot, get out of this. They have to face those kind of things because of the planetary position, because they are more powerful than the individual. So, but of course, that based on their own inherent capacity, they can deal the things well, and they can utilize them. And most of the time, also it is a truth that whichever is not good for the normal people, they can, the spiritual people can make it good for them. Like they can use it as a challenge and use it to, develop for them, because they know the energy flow, so that they can go with the flow and automatically things happens for them. They don't fight the energy, because of the awareness, they can go with the flow and then get the results. So, and with the awareness, if you do, obviously you will get less affected. No? Like if you don't know what the energy is flowing, you start struggling. Like if you are swimming upstream, then you have to put a lot of effort. You will not get much progress, right? But if you're aware the flow is in another direction, and if you just simply float, it will take you there. So you have minimum effort, you will do that. So people who are spiritually aware, they understand the energetically. They may not go into study the astrology, but energetically they can feel that. But they do, they surrender themselves. Like you take, like let the divine takes it. That's what it means is, whatever the energy comes, they go with the flow, and ultimately, they enjoy the ride rather than fighting for it, fighting with it. Okay, so that is how it plays. So anyway, I think in general we have given you that the idea of how this is done and what is the implications of the planetary positions and our birth charts and the spiritual aspects based on of course it is a planetary positions and the exact time of the day, everything is included. So that is where we can get the maximum benefit out of it. Okay.
Thank you. That was all my questions.
Okay, so that is great. So let me see if I have missed anything. I have taken few notes because a lot of informations are there. So, okay, another aspect what I didn't address because the questions were over the time cycle. Another thing, let me also inform you for all of you. It is called, there is some during the daytime, there is another aspect is governed by the Ayurveda. Like again, this is a Vedic tradition, the medical, because that's also related to our body. Let me explain you what Ayurveda, how they approach. What happens is that Ayurveda, they divided the whole day into the time of from sunrise to 4 hours, not 3 hours. Yeah. So 6 a.m., assuming 6 a.m. is a sunrise, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., and 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. 6 p.m. is a sunset. Means assume that 6 p.m. is a sunset. Then again from sunset, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m. again is a sunrise. So this is 6 multiplied by 4 is the 24 hours. They divided the time, daily time, into this 6 of 4 hours each thing. Now they have 3, they consider, the Ayurveda considered that human physical body is driven by the 3 things. One is called Vata. Vata is combination of air and space. Yeah, like air element and space element together. It's called Vata. Next one is the Pitta. Pitta is fire element and water element together. And third one is Kapha. Kapha is earth and water. So I repeat, they consider our human body is driven by 3 things, 3 major things. First is Vata. 3 things are Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Vata is air and space together. Means it's a lightest mode. Air and ether, it is in the, you go in the 5, elements where the universe is created. The finest one, like a space, ether or air, the lightest one is combination of those 2 is called Vata. Then second one is a Pitta. Pitta is fire and water together. So that is that combination, that's called Pitta. is the middle part of it, density wise. And the last one is a kapha, earth and water, the denser two elements out of the 5 elements that forms the kapha. So these three, they govern our human, human activities or, each part of the day. So let me, come back to what I just said. Ayurveda divided the whole day into 6 parts of 4 hours each. And they have 3 basic elements, Vata, Pitta, Kapha. As I said, the Vata is the lightest one, Pitta is the middle one, and Kapha is a denser one. Okay. Now, all those 6, the periods what they have decided, then each one is a most predominating governing factor on the human body. So I will just read that out now. Which one is when? From sunrise till 10 a.m., Kapha, they predominates. And Kapha with the denser part of it. Then 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., the Pitta, the middle density, they govern our human body. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. during sunset. 6 p.m. is a sunset time. Then Vata, the lightest part, they govern. Okay, govern our physical body. So this is the day part of it. Sunrise to sunset. Now the sunset to the next sunrise, that is a night period of time. They have a 3-4 hours each. First one again, they repeat, like 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. is a kapha, and 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. is pitta, and 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., which is the next sunrise, is vata. Out of this, if you see, then you get 2 slots, which are the finer elements, vata. There are 2 vata, the portions or the periods into the whole day. One is just before the sunrise, like 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Another one is 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. before sunrise. Before sunset and before sunrise, vata governs. Vata is the air and space element. They govern. Now, with this understanding that logically, this vata period, if you do the spiritual practice, you will get the maximum benefit, because then your body is governed by the lighter elements, the air and the space. So that's what it means. Yeah. Now, to be specific, and if you go further, exactly what time is the most auspicious or most, not auspicious, you can say effective for your spiritual growth, then you have the 2 time. My recommendation is 2 time in a day is the most auspicious for you to practice anything, particularly the chakra activation and opening and the connection. Those 2 time periods are the sandhikal of the day. Yeah. Sandhikal of the day means during sunrise and during sunset. Okay, these 2 are called the sandhikal. Sandhikals are the transition period. Here, what happens during the day? Transition during sunrise, the transition from the night to day happens. Yeah, and again during sunset, the day to night happens. So during this transition period, if you practice, meditate, and the practice, or do kriya, etc., you will get maximum benefit, because you will be gone into higher level of consciousness very easily, because you will be uplifted because you are approaching sandhikal. Sandhikal will transform you from, like we call it sandhikal jagrutana, 5th step we practice. Why we be aware of the sandhikal? We have to transcend from the physical dimension to energy dimension. Here also in the day, if you practice that during the day, then choose the sandhikal to do that kind of practice while you get transcended into that one. I'm talking, this one is, you can say the muhurta. Okay. Brahma muhurta is for most auspicious time, for the higher level of connections. Like there are different dimensions, the heaven dimension, Devlok and the Rishi loks and all those things. It will be easier to connect to that loka during that period. Like when Babaji come and tell me anything, It all happens during Brahma Muhurta. He appeared, and even those of you has read my spiritual journey, first time when Babaji communicated to me, I was praying to him for a long time, but first time he came and communicated directly to me during Brahma Muhurta. So Brahma Muhurta is a good time to communicate with the higher entities, the Devlok, Rishi Lok, and all those entities. You can, masters, you can communicate during that time. It is said that because earth become pure, they come down and they are easily accessible that time. The bridge opens, you can say. But for your own practices, spiritual practices, these two are the best time. Sandhika, sunrise or sunset. Local, whatever your local time, those are the two best times you can have. And because, as I mentioned during Ayurveda, those are the two times the Vata, the lightest element in your body is predominating, help you to be lighter and evolve much faster. It will not happen if you go in the denser part, like earth element or one water element, one kapha and all those period. It will not that easy because everything is vibration. So in the Vata period, your vibration, you will be vibrating much higher than if your body is dense or having eaten a food and things like that. Body will be like tendency to the denser side of it. And if you remember, I told our digestive system wise, your heaviest meal of the day you take at the midday, which is the 12 noon. Yeah. So if you consider that as a heavy meal time, then sunrise and sunset is just the rarest of that particular time slot. Other thing you are sleeping, that other 12, like 12 midnight you are sleeping. So awake time, these two are the best times to do your practice. Body will be lighter. It is governed by the Vata elements of the Ayurveda, and that will give you the maximum results. Okay, so with this, I will conclude today's learning session. So once again, Dipanita, thank you for asking. So these are interesting. So I just explained about those things. Obviously, this is not all, but at least it will give you some idea how it works. Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Now, if there is anyone, God bless. And if anyone has any question, so come forward and you can ask those questions. Okay, I see some hand raised. I'll just come. Let me save the attendance. Just give me a minute, yeah. Okay, first hand is Indranilda. Go ahead. Yeah, Sadanjali, I'll come back to you later.
Yes, Rajdeep, I have a couple of questions actually.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the time of between 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning is popularly known as the witching hour or the supernatural hour.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it also applicable for good things which happen at this time?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, I'm telling, as I was telling, that actual time, the Brahma Muhurta is 1 hour 36 minutes before to 48 minutes before the sunrise of the local time. So if you calculate roughly, it will come into that area, which is become to 3 to 4 a.m. is normally coming to the starting point.
Right.
Yeah. So 4 a.m. normally people consider, but 3 a.m. also, because there is another auspicious come between 2 a.m. to 2:48. Yeah. So it comes between. So this is coming under the auspicious time. Let me see. Yeah. So as per that, 2 a.m. to 2:48, very auspicious. Yeah. That is a Jiva Amrita time, they call it, life immortality. And then 27 is 2:48 to 3:36 is the Vishnu time. That is auspicious. 3:36 to 4:24 is Dvayamandayuti, some Sanskrit word is there. So it's sounding light, it means it is also very auspicious. Then Brahma Muhurta, that is 24 to 5:12. So you can say that 2 a.m. to that 5, a.m. all are very auspicious time, as per the Muhurta.
Yeah, but is it also wrong influences at that point of time in terms of lower spirits and all that?
No, that is before that. That is between midnight to that time.
Okay.
Yeah, that is after 12 to that period of time. Again, see, it depends upon that what is your vibration. If your vibration low, like somebody is vibrating very low, full of negativity, or then this negative entities can influence that particular time. Yeah, during night time, yes.
Fine. My second question is the planetary influences. The word the luna, is Latin in moon. It's Latin for moon.
Yeah.
So luna, is it connected to lunacy in any way?
Yes. Yeah, that's right. See, right? Yes. I'll just explain what happens. See, this all are the lunar cycle. Yeah. And the full moon, there is a maximum effect of the moon on the planet Earth. The tide becomes very high tide, and all low tide becomes extreme. Yeah, during full moon. As 72% of our human body is made of water, so we also our water inside the body also get influenced. Yeah.
Okay.
So the full moon time, what happens is you can consider it is a magnifier. Whatever you have, it magnifies because of through water element. So means if somebody is having disturbed mind,
right?
Like you can say crazy or like that, there the craziness will go at the peak because you are operating that and it magnifies it whatever you have. So if somebody is suffering from this kind of thing, the madness or something, then they got the effect of that is extreme. And that is why the lunacy came into the picture.
Okay.
It's a lunar effect on your mental state. But whoever is following the spiritual path, we are calming down our mind. We practice no thought and all those things. No?
Yeah.
If you practice this meditation during the full moon, then calmness will increase. Like you will go to the other extreme.
Okay.
Like you will be able to meditate very deep because you are trying to control your mind. That control will be extremely high. There will be no thought. Yeah. So your quality of meditation will be very good. Hence, as I mentioned, it magnifies what you have.
Okay.
If it is disturbing, it will increase the disturbance. If you want to calm down, it will help you to calm down further.
Okay. So good and bad, both.
Both. Because it just magnifies whatever you have in your mind.
Okay. Thank you. The last one more question. This Rahu and Ketu.
Yeah.
Is it same as apogee and perigee in terms of the planets?
Not all planets. It is only for the lunar orbit.
Where it is furthest from the Earth and nearest.
Furthest will be the Rahu, which is the southernmost, and take a northernmost, which is nearest to the sun. That is Rahu.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right. Shraddhanjali. Shraddhanjali, you are asking some questions, no? Okay. Anyone else having any question? Okay, Rashmi, go ahead.
Sir, thank you for the session. It was very informative and very useful, sir. My question is about the planetary position. You said even the enlightened people also should go through the effect of the planetary position.
Yeah.
We have seen cases where we do these dosha pujas, we do rituals which will bring down the effect of it, and the spiritual practices, will these have any effect on the planetary position and what we should go through?
No, okay. Let me explain it this way. Cause you cannot change. They will cause it anyway. Because of their position, the certain vibration will be created. What you can control is the effect on you. Okay, that you can change based on your, the practices you do, the type of, that there are rituals to reduce this effect and all. Some people wear some kind of, the stones and all those kind of things. They will reduce the impact on you. Okay, it will be tolerable, or maybe if it is a very longer effect, it will be reducing the effect and things like that. So it will minimize that effect. But it cannot make it completely zero, but it will change for sure. And so that is possible.
Thank you, sir. So the kriya that we do, karmakshalan and all that we do, will that also have effect on these planetary positions?
Oh, yes, yes. No, as I said, planets will have their own impact, but effect on you will be less, because by spiritual practices, you raised your vibration. Chakras are activated, you are protected and things like that. So effect will be much, much less. And even if something comes in the, let me also put it in, consciousness have a power. Just being aware of something is reduce that burden automatically. Problem comes where we are not aware something, it hit us at the wrong moment out of our ignorance. Like I normally give example, walking on the street during the night, there is no light there, yeah? That is walking the path, some stone is there. Some stone is there, there is some drain is there, some pothole is there. Assume that those are created by the planetary points. It is the way it is, that's what it is. But you wanted to walk through that. So suppose you are walking through that, if you walk with the awareness, like the awareness, light of awareness is there, you can easily bypass those and go. But if you don't, you go trial and error, then you stumble upon it, you fall down and get hurt and things like that. So that's why the normal people, same path, same combination is very much like a punishing, like it painful. But the enlightened people or those who had spiritual awareness and understanding, they work the same path with the same combination. Because they also born as a human being, their own characteristic has not changed. Only because of the awareness, the light has come, and because of that, they can pass through all these kind of things very easily. That's what I called earlier. I was explaining going with the flow. They don't challenge it, and they don't attempt to go somewhere with ignorantly and blindly. That helps them. That becomes the power. That becomes the go through. Not only they go, they guide others also, because people that follow them, they also don't get that kind of disturbance. This is a way to understand what is exactly happening here. Okay, Rashmi?
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, God bless you. Hello, Indranil.
Yes, Happy and thank you so much. It was extremely enlightening. But before I put my questions, I think Shraddhanjali ji, she was outside somewhere and she sent some messages actually. The messages are there. I think she put 2 questions.
Oh, let me check because the messages I didn't check.
So I think she tried to speak, but because she was outside, she didn't get connected.
Oh, okay. I don't know where it is. Can you read it for me? Can you see those questions?
No. Okay. Somewhere. Oh, okay. It's in the group. WeAreOne group. Yeah. Let me read.
Oh, WeAreOne group. Okay.
Let me read then. The first question is, we discussed that sun obviously have an impact on our energies. I live in a place where most of the year we can see less sun. Is there any practice that we can do to compensate the absence of sun? This is the first question.
Okay. Now let me answer, Shraddhanjali. Now I can see that it is in the group. I was going into the chat of the chat part of the Google Meet, but now I can see that. Okay, so Dhanjali, if you just follow the whatever you have given, so the kriya and all, it is then whether sun is there or not there, it doesn't matter. You will get whatever you need to get, and immunity and all those in particular, in the absence of the sunlight, your immunity level little bit reduces, prone to little bit diseases and all. But if you do regular kriya, those are taken care of. It is like a flushing with the energy. So if you just practice our normal kriya and meditation regularly, preferably daily, then it will take care of that. Okay, it will not have any kind of those impacts due to absence of the sun or because of the geographic locations and the winter and things like that. So that is about the first question. So what is the second one?
So the second says that our soul decides the experience we want to have in every lifetime. How do zodiac affect soul's plan? Is soul aware of the zodiac structure and this element?
Very good question. Yeah. It is actually, what happens is that the soul actually chooses the actual time when to take birth. Time, place, all chosen by the soul based on the soul's plan. So it is not that the soul didn't know about it. Soul completely, not only that, soul chooses the point at the time when it will take birth, so that whatever the soul's plan that aligned with the planetary positions, and then those can be executed. So this is a part of the plan, not by accident. So soul, as all of us, we are aware that soul knows everything. So at the time of the birth, definitely chosen by our own soul, so that it can get that kind of effect during its lifetime, and then it can lead the life accordingly. So it is basically the part of the soul's plan. So there is whatever the zodiac, its effect, everything is known, everything is calculated. It is a part of the decision-making process when to take birth and where to take birth, who will be parents and things like that. Okay. All right, next.
And so number 3 is, some people are called more vata than kapha, and Ayurveda also recommends food according to the characteristics. What does that mean?
Okay, all right. See, it is all about, you are right. Some people by nature, they have a particular element is higher. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, they're particular higher than the normal. And to balance it means our life leading is balancing all these elements. So if some element is more, that need to be controlled. If some element is less than the normal, then it is deficient. We need to, top it up, a thing like that. So there are certain things possible, like Ayurvedic solutions or the food habits, or maybe certain exercises and things like the certain practices that there, which can come to the balance level of all these elements. So that is possible. That is the Ayurveda that science is all about. So they do give the remedies. If somebody is having imbalance in Vata, Pitta, Kapha, then how to deal with that. That is the whole, Ayurvedic Shastra all about. And based on the specific case, depend upon the age and, the type of the issues they're facing, they give the solutions, just balancing these 3 elements into Vata, Pitta, Kapha into their body, and then the things disappears automatically as effect. Okay. Okay, I think that those are the 3 questions from Shraddhanjali, right? Yeah.
You have to unmute, Shraddhanjali ji. If you unmute, then we would be able to hear you. Yeah. Oh no, even then it's not.
Okay, no problem. I think, as mentioned, she's maybe outside. Yeah. All right. So, Indranil, you have any question on your own?
Yes, please. Once again, immensely grateful for this session. So my first question is that these prahara that you described, 8 of them, this distribution and understanding, is it rooted in the planetary movements only? Like is the root cause of these prahara and the changes and their nature Is it because of the planetary movements and especially the sun and the moon?
The planet, no, not all planetary positions. This is about the daytime. It is only between Earth and the sun.
Okay.
It purely depends upon the sunrise.
Sunrise. Okay. So it's based on the sun's movement and the Earth. Okay.
That's how it is calculated. So it is daily cycle of the sun with respect to Earth. That's it. It doesn't consider other planetary things.
Right. And the second observation is that most of the auspicious praharas actually happen during the night.
Yeah.
And as civilization has practiced and the way we are programmed and conditioned, and it is also said that you should have at least 7 hours of good sleep for upkeep of your body and the most favorable kind of situation. So then, during the night, we are all asleep, most of these time. And especially that 2 o'clock that mentioned, that is, I think, also one of the very auspicious time. So what should be the mandate and what, if there's any advice and recommendation that you have?
See, there are 2 ways of looking at it. Yeah. So spiritual practice, not necessarily always the physical activity. Okay. When you sleep, during deep sleep, your soul leaves the body, It does all spiritual things, meeting and going to higher dimensions and things like that. So it chooses auspicious time when the physical body is sleeping. You don't really need that. That is one way of looking at it. Okay. Now, and if you really talk about the spiritual practices in the physical body, then if you meditate during that time, just simply meditation, every 1 hour meditation is equivalent to 2 hours of sleep. If you don't sleep, simply meditate. If you 4 hours you meditate during the night time, it will whole day's rest, you will get it. 8 hours sleep. Yogis and all, they do that. They don't need sleep.
Correct.
Okay. So they just meditate during the whole period of the night and then start the other things in the Brahma muhurta. And before Brahma muhurta, the 4 hours, they do keep meditating, and those times, auspicious times and all, they got whatever body needs, sleep and all those things, that is done. And anyway, they don't eat any food after the sun set. Yeah? The body is not working anything during that period of time. Yeah? So they go into very light mode, and it helps them to do that. So choice is us, means sleep is, in spiritual perspective, daily sleeping is a choice. Yeah? You don't need it. If you meditate 4 hours, that's enough for the whole day's sleep. Okay.
So some fundamental changes in the daily habits is also required.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But those who practice that, they elevate very fast. Very fast. They don't, forget about getting tired and all. Even what we do, only if you do Kriya, you will be topped up by energy. See, it's all about energy. Yeah? Why we need sleep? Because we lost so much of physical energy. We have to, recoup with that. We have to, replenish that. Yeah? But whole spiritual thing is a high level of energy. And if you go to the high level of energy, then you don't really need this kind of, to make up the loss of the physical activities. That can be very easily, it can be met.
And my last question, although you significantly touched upon it. So at the level of very high and almost purest awareness, then I think the sadhak will be less affected by these auspiciousness or inauspiciousness of the praharas and all of these, right?
Yeah. Impact will be less.
Impact will be much less.
Yeah, it will be caused by the celestial bodies, of course. Yeah. See, the spiritual understanding is each and every element in the universe affect each other. Sun affect a blade of grass, and the blade of grass also affect the sun.
Yes.
It's all interconnected. So it is not that there'll be no effect. There will be. But thing is that it will be like, as it is going with the flow of the mainstream energy, so the impact will be much, much less, or favorable rather. That's why I give an example of walking in the dark road. You go with the awareness. No obstacle is an obstacle. Yes, there is a stone. You just go bypass it. There is a pothole. You just avoid that. Think as simple as that.
Thank you. Pranam.
God bless you. Next, Madhu, go ahead with your question.
Pranam, Guruji. Guruji, very small, two small queries, rather. So, Guruji, when a child is born, one is with normal delivery and another is with the cesarean. How it is affected, like grahes or kal, or how it is being affected, or the child, the soul decides the child will take birth like this.
Yeah, no effect at all. Okay. Whatever be the process, physical process, the time of birth when that the umbilical cord of the mother baby is cut, that is the time has been chosen by the soul. Okay. So no matter how it is delivered, it is immaterial. That time has been pre-decided.
Okay.
Okay, that happens exactly at the predefined time. Rest of the things are drama. The doctor not available and there is a pain and, the operation theater is not ready and suddenly doctor decides to go for the surgery and all the drama. But whatever is to happen, that cutting time is already decided. Okay, so it will not change anything. Yeah.
Another thing, Guruji, you said Rahu Kal, we shouldn't go for any auspicious or good karam during that particular time, or we should go for examination or join you.
Rahu Kal.
Rahu Kal. Yes, Rahu Kal. So how should we avoid if supposingly if our joining is on Monday and Monday timing is from 7:30 to 9. And the child has to leave from the house at, say, about 8 o'clock. How it could be avoided, or is there any other alternative to this?
No, means it changes Rahu Kal. It is 1.5 hour only. Yeah.
Ji.
So if there is a very important thing, so better to start 1 hour early. Like get ready 1 hour early and then go out of the step out of the main door and that's it. Yeah. You wait there for some time and things like that. If you really like to follow that.
I believe in that. So that is why I'm asking. Rahu Kal, we should not do any good things.
Yeah, it's better. It's advisable. It is not that something very bad will happen, but energetically, it will not be unfavorable. Means even if somebody is doing something, a lot of obstacle will come, success rate will be low and things like that. It's not that you cannot do. Of course, everybody has a free will. They can do it. Somebody say, I don't believe it. It's okay. But means it's all about taking the energy into your favor. That's why it is advised that you get maximum benefit if you avoid that time. How you manage, there is a practical thing you need to think of. It will depend on case-to-case basis. If possible, as a meeting, etc., you can reschedule it in the second half of the day or something like that. If it is at some school and exam and all, you start earlier.
Okay.
Leave the home 1 hour before. Spend somewhere else, reach school or maybe some other places you visit one temple or thing like that, and then go there. Something of that nature. Yeah. So like that you manage, because 1.5 hours is not a very long time. The 8 hours, 7-8 hours that nobody can wait.
Right, Guruji. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Can you respond?
Yeah, actually, this is regarding the Indran's question about how to utilize the auspicious hours in the night. So basically, what I do actually means, how do means many times it happened that in the night I came out of my sleep and I don't know the time. Maybe it is 2 to 4 o'clock or something like that. It happens very often. Then I started meditating, just lying down. I started meditating, and I have experienced a good experience even that time. Then I go into sleep again. But this is what I follow.
Yeah. No, the very good sharing. See, that is also my advice is also like that. Suppose if you get up early because of any reason, suppose 2 a.m. or something, first thing you do it means, of course, if you want to go to washroom, etc., you do it. Then after coming back, you start meditating. Two things will happen. One is that is a time you will be meditating very deep and you will go well. And even if you people who have insomnia type of thing, like the sleep doesn't come well, etc., during half an hour meditation, you will get again you will feel very sleepy. You go to bed again. There is no such thing called at a stretch you need to do. Some people, they just have a early dinner and go to bed, say, over 8 o'clock or something, and get up at 12 or 1, and they start meditating. And again go to bed at 2:30 or 3 o'clock and get up at the sunrise, Sandhikal, and do Kriya. Yeah? Those are all how you manage it. Yeah? Because that is a time normally, definitely outside the noise and everything, particularly those who live in a home where road is nearby, there is a traffic sound, etc. That part of time is peaceful time. No noise from the traffic, no children playing, shouting, or a lot of people are going or things. All this calm down. Yeah, that helps in other way. In the initially, later on, this kind of noise will help us to growth our multi-point awareness. Yeah. But initially, you choose that time. Yeah? You have a sleep, 3-4 hours sleep, get up, do this, and again go to sleep. Yeah? Those are the strategies, you can do that. All along the night is all auspicious time.
Yeah, thanks, Nirupam, for the insight. And this is true. I mean, sometimes I didn't recollect at that time, but I've also tried this, and it's true that if you do meditate, then like you said, sleeplessness, it actually takes care of that as well very well. So thank you so much. Thanks. I'm grateful, RPG. And my gratitude to Dipannita also for bringing up these questions. And it's really so well shared, the insights. Thank you.
All right. Okay, Monica, go ahead.
Pranam RPA.
Pranam.
So my question is, if you have a dedicated place where you usually sit and meditate and do your kriya, but then during night, if you just, as you mentioned, if you're waking up early, is it okay if we just do it on our bed, and then if we're sleepy after meditation, we can sleep right away there only, or it's still required that we only sit on the place we usually do this?
No, not necessarily. Yeah. Okay. So normally what I do is I kept one chair next to my bed. I just get up and sit there, and again feel sleepy, I go to the bed. But because sitting in the bed is, because of this any mattress and all, it's not comfortable. I mean, comfortable, too much comfortable, like the spinal cord straight is
straight.
Yeah, straight is important, and that is the kind of thing. And even maybe after meditation, if you lie down, just be in the breath awareness, lying down condition. No need to do kriya and all these things. Yeah. And by the way, during nighttime, don't do kriya, only meditation.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. So you don't really need that place where you practice everything. Just you meditate, keeping the spinal cord straight. That's why I recommend you to sit in a chair next to your bed. Yeah. Because if you just sit on your bed itself, then the tendency of your spinal cord will be bent. Yeah. That is not a very good thing to do for the meditation. So that's why the chair. Feel sleepy, just come and lie down. That's it.
Yes, thank you for clarifying, RPA.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ganesh Babu.
Guruji, Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Ganesh.
Guruji, I would like you to add some point, because we touched upon the different point of meditation. So there is fasting people used to do, that Ekadashi fasting 15 days once to cleansing the body or easing the body, because we discuss about Vata, Pitta, detoxing. Yeah. So any light on that which will help neutralizing or bringing stability of all these things, which will help our spiritual process also?
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. See, in general, that it is said that the 1/3 of the space should be kept free for the air to operate and for the digestion. That is Ayurveda. Okay. So that must be followed. But in general, time to time fasting is a good practice. It is not directly linked to the spirituality. Okay. Spirituality recommends that you should be vibrating higher. For that, you stomach should not be full. That's why they recommend after eating food, don't practice Kriya and all. You'll not get the effect. That's why. But at the same time, the fasting is to physical detox. It is not directly linked to the spirituality.
Okay.
When somebody is fasting more and somebody is fasting less, it doesn't mean that who is fasting less is become, less spiritually progressing.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So only thing is the moderation need to be observed, but it will always helpful for you to detox your physical body, because we need to maintain our physical body. So for that, if you're originally the choosing the food and type of food you eat and the frequency and the quantity is controlled, I don't see there is any reason why you need to fast.
Okay.
But if suppose you are too much traveling as per your job, like you are in the marketing and sales and things like that.
Yes.
You cannot control your food intake, homemade food and all. It will not possible.
Yeah.
So you have to go and eat in the hotel and outside and all these things, kind of things. So maybe it will be for you, it will be wise to have certain days of the month to do the fasting so that you come back to the normal. On contrary, who is having homemade food, not eating heavy and all those things, I don't think there is any need to do that.
Understood.
Okay. So that is the thing. There is no fixed rule. Let me put it. There is no fixed rule. Based on the requirement, you do it. Like how many times you do it, there is no fixed rule. If your body needs, you have to eat outside food and different types of food, rich food and masala food, and all, then you time to time you better to do some kind of fasting to neutralize it. Yeah. Okay. And so far in your other portion with the Amavasya and all those things, yes, there is some benefit of fasting on those particular days because of the moon cycle.
Yeah.
Moon cycle, and also during daytime, it is the UV radiation from the sun. Not all the time is a good time to eat food because of that.
Understood.
Because if you take food that time, it will not be sync with your physical body energy. Of course, it is a different matter. You can practice it many times. It will start accepting. You can program your body. But I'm talking of the natural rhythm. I'm not taking artificially developed rhythm.
Understood.
So natural rhythm, better to avoid, the food in some time, certain parts of the time of the day because of that, UV radiation and things like that. Yeah. Midday is a good time and things like that. So just go as per that. So moon cycle, if you follow that, the food and all, that is a good thing, good practice, because you take the moon energy also into consideration. That is a good thing. Yeah?
Noted. Thank you.
Okay. All right. God bless you. Vikas.
Yeah, Guruji, I have basically two questions. One is related to Kriya Yoga. Is there any time period where we should avoid doing Kriya?
Yes. Yeah. Avoid doing Kriya means only when your stomach is full, you don't do it. Stomach full.
Right.
That is the only time you avoid that. And also, I recommended the physical, the Kriya, what you normally do, expecting mothers. Okay. If they conceived, you try to avoid that. You do only meditation. Or there is other Kriya that if somebody consults, I can tell. But we say it's better not to. There's no harm, but still, just as a precautionary, we told. So one, if you are having a heavy food, after that, don't do Kriya. And the expecting mothers, when they conceive the child, better not to do this same Kriya.
Yeah, okay. And my second question is planetary position, planetary effects. That they are there after leaving the body also?
Not really. Not really. Because if effect is on the physical body, if the physical body is not there, where it will affect? So that is not there. That is not the thing. But of course, with the relatives and all, they can have certain kind of effect. Combination of that, they may face certain things. But the person who left the body, when the body is that consciousness is disconnected from physical body, after that no effect. Only the body has to go back to the 5 elements back. That's it. No other planetary thing will affect it, whatever the way, either way.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. With this, we'll conclude today's session. So we'll have Shanti part and then we conclude it for today. Om. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham galam bhavatu. Om sarve bhavantu sukhino. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhave. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om